Here we guys are back on Wednesday night, bacon tonight. I can't even talk straight yet. It's already just started. Oh. But anyways, tonight we got a couple of cool things to go over. We're going to get a couple of pigs out. We're going to walk them, and we have a new product that was kind of brought to our attention last week. We're going to kind of visit with about just a little bit and kind of tell you about it just for a little while. But I think first we're going to start off with walking some pigs. So please make sure you ask us any questions at any point in time. We invite them at all times. So
yeah, we like to answer questions.
Right. So please keep in mind these guys haven't been out of the barn very much. I did have them out once just to make sure that they understood that they needed to come out of the barn because they haven't really seen the outside world very much. So that part's done because the first time we all know when you get them out of the barn first time, it takes a little bit of convincing them to come out. So we've got that part kind of done. So we're going to get Chase's crossbarrow out, and we're going to get his hand gilled out and kind of show you guys what we do in the very beginning of getting them out and walking them around. So
do we want to tell them why we do this, that kind of thing?
Sure. I think
we don't really have a script this week. We're winging it. We're flying by the seat of our pants.
So go ahead, tell them why we walk pigs.
Okay. When you go to all these shows and you see everybody out there and they're showing and their pigs are very, very trained, that doesn't just happen overnight. They don't come like that. I mean, you have to put in the work. But pigs are smart enough that if you work with them enough and you get them walked, or you go out and do this every night, they'll get used to that. You'll get them trained down. You'll be good by showtime. The exercise, it helps build muscle. Helps your pig get acquainted with you.
Right.
So they're not crazy.
Right. Helps with lung capacity too, because sometimes if you're making a long ways into the show and you have to drive for quite a while, it helps with that lung capacity. Right. It helps them get that stamina up so they can keep driving and they don't get to the point where they're squealing in the ring and getting hot and tired and deciding that they're going to be done showing. We got to get them trained that we need to keep going and going and going until the very end. So there's lots of different reasons, but we try our best to walk them 30 minutes a night apiece. I know it gets tough in busy seasons, but I mean, if you can get it 30 minutes a night in, you're doing good. But just get them out and walk them as much as you can. If 30 minutes isn't allotted in your schedule, the more you can get them out, the better off you're going to become show days. So Chase, you want to go ahead? Do you have anything else?
No, do you want me to go ahead and grab his?
Yes. Yeah.
We'll do a little swap in here.
I'm going to swap the camera. Chase and Logan are going to get pigs out, and you guys get to visit with me for a little bit while they do that. So I apologize. We haven't really done much spring cleaning around here, so you can still see we're in transition of some feeders. Our bobcats in the shed, so you'll see a pile of used shavings out here behind me. So this is Chase's crossbarrow that he has this year, and like I said, he hasn't been out of the barn very much. He's only been out a time or two, so he's still a little uneasy, a little unsure, like, do I do this? It's kind of a big scary world out here for him, so Chase calls him Ace. But Chase's his main objective is to get him walking forward, not necessarily any particular way. Ace is going to show off a bit here, and to keep him with his head up. That's the main goal, is to get their heads up. But Ace is going to run around here for a little bit and not wanting to cooperate, but that happens almost every single time you let him out of the pen for the first time of the evening. It's kind of cooling down here a little bit, so Ace is chewing on some rocks. He thinks that's better than walking right now. So this is one of the pigs that actually was left over from the spring sales. He was a bear that we had in the barn for a long time. He's still here. We didn't want to ship him out. I think he's good enough to grow out and for Chase to show around some jackpot shows and some county fairs. He's one of those Bet the Farm and on the trucker sale that we had. So getting them to walk forward sometimes is the hardest part. Hi, Kelly. Just so you know, Michelle came visited earlier, and your guy's good to go. I don't know if you guys are scheduled to meet Eddie on Friday or Saturday, but he's good to go for you guys. So everything went just fine with that. Ace might be one of those pigs Chase might want to show in showmanship, because he's not going to give up too much resistance, and he's probably not going to take off and run a lot. Hi, Justin. We're going to talk about some shape and fill here after a while, so we're kind of excited to see that. We wanted to get the hogs out before we lost daylight here, so so now Chase is going to try to get his head up.
He kind of likes this grass.
He does. He doesn't get to see this very often, so He kind of thinks eating grass is much more fun than working out, which I have to agree. I kind of like eating a lot more than I do working out, so I can't argue with the guy at all. So
yeah, when that bird gets his head up, he's really, really nice. I like him a lot.
Logan's gonna step in here too with Chase and see if we
now he
can't get.
goes.
Now he's going. See if we can't get this guy to kind of actually walk around. But this isn't uncommon for the first time that he's out of the barn. Like, we're not expecting much of him. We just want him to get used to us and used to the surroundings. Chase is working on his chin there, and he's doing a good job of. The bear is doing a good job of kind of listening to what Chase has to tell him. Every time he gets him tapped on that chin, he pops that head up. I think Logan's going to get the Hamp Guild out, so maybe we can see two of them out here. There he is. I think Ace is going to go visit with the dog or run back into the shed. And that's part of it too. Like it's like working with a small child. They don't have a super long attention span. So Logan's going to walk out the Hamp Guild here real quick. Actually, I think he's going to try to get Ace back out of the barn. This is a Hamp Gilt that we purchased from Norman Farms out in Illinois. We bought her online. She's a December 8th pig. And I'm going to say that she's out of... He's the deal, but I could be a little bit wrong on that. I'm not as proficient on my Hamp genetics as I am on some of the other breeds, but she's hopefully going to be one of our sows this year that has a litter of show pigs. She's got a lot of growth into her. She looks really good for a Hamp Gilt, so we're really proud of her. And she's doing real good with he's working on her chin there, just keeping her right on going there, clicking right along, and she's doing a good job keeping her head up. She's responding well to the direction that he's wanting her to go. I'm gonna get her back out here in the grass. And Ace is still not really for sure that he wants to cooperate very much. I think he decides that in the barn maybe is an easier life. I think she's picked up a rock there in the driveway that she's kind of chewing on there. You'll kind of notice too that this Hamp Gilt's kind of got a little bit of a gray color to her, and some of that's because that she's been inside the shed and she hasn't seen a lot of sun. Pigs will get a suntan to them just we'll get a suntan to them just like people will. So the more sunshine that she sees, the darker that her pigment in her skin will look, and that's desired in the show ring of getting them black and getting their pigment darkened. If you guys have any questions, please ask. Why we're doing whatever it is that we're doing. Like I said, our main goal tonight is just to get them out and kind of get them used to us. We're not expecting them to be show ready because we still have a couple weeks to do that. But the sooner you can start doing this type of stuff with them, the better off everybody is when it comes show day. This process will help them load easier, helps them trust you, and just so that way they know what their expectations are. Because it's not fair to them if they don't trained what they're supposed to do, and then we get frustrated with them on come show day. So. She's stopping and taking a break right here, so here in a couple weeks we'll kind of talk a little bit about showmanship, and we'll kind of have a mock showmanship class, and we'll have somebody stand out and pretend to be the judge, and then teach you how to drive, how close to drive to the judge, and what side you want to be on, because that's always a big deal, because if the judge can't see your hog because you're covering him up, then you're probably not going to do as well as some other people. You'll notice that Chase is kind of using a whip that has a tassel on the end of it. We're going to get to that whip discussion here in a couple weeks as well. Those tassels really do help tickle it's not as abrasive on the bottom of the chin, so it helps him keep that chin up without having to leave marks or anything on him, because those I know that never looks appealing in the ring either. But she's doing well right now. You'll also notice that he's using a real flexible whip, so as he's kind of snapping it there, that it's actually bending, and so that it's not actually hurting her. You know, so you stopped and praised her there for a second. That's always important to do too, because they want to know that they're doing a good job and that they're not out here and, you know, doing something that we don't want them to do. Pigs are pleasers. But she's doing really, really good. I'm really impressed with the progress she's made. This is only her second trip out of the barn as well. Oh, and Ace has decided he wants to come back outside and join us. Maybe we keep him on the chat there. Maybe he will not want to put his head down and dig and use his snout like he knows that he wants to do. This bear is actually one that I'm very, very surprised is still here. I really kind of thought that the day that he was born, he would be one of the first ones to go, but I think some people were scared that he wasn't going to make the Missouri State Fair, which I will give you all no doubts in my mind that he will probably be too big for that fair. I don't think by middle of August that he's not going to be over 300 pounds. If I thought that, I'd probably be crazy. But I think he's going to be a great jackpot pig. I think he's got a real nice look and design to him. He's not had any fluff. He's not had any supplements at this point in time. He's only on the 20% feed still. Still just on a pellet feed as well. But he's catching on real quick too. It doesn't take him long to figure out what we want, what we do and do not want from him. You can hear the hand gilt here. She's kind of even starting to, you know, labor her breathing a little bit, and that's what we were kind of talking about here earlier. The longer we can keep her driving, the better off she is, so that way she's not doing that out in the show ring. Because if this was show day, she'd already had given up on us, and she wouldn't want us to keep driving her like. There we are. I'm so sorry about that. I'm not for sure if you guys were seeing all that or not, but I had a call come in, and all of a sudden it walked up on my screen, so I apologize for that. So I got a call and it actually froze the screen on my cell phone, so I'm not for sure what happened. Logan, would you want to grab that shape and fill? I believe it's over there in the bag or in that feed barrel over there. And guys, just so in case you guys wondering or need still some hogs, we still have some really good Berks and some Polands and some Durocs left. The Berks and the Polands will be early February, where the Durocs are still going to be the middle of January. So I'm really impressed with the way those guys have turned out. I may do a separate live feed this weekend and get some of those guys out for you guys to see them. Tonight we may not have time to be able to do that, but don't forget about the pigs that are still available. So Chase is trying to get Ace put up here and trying to keep his litter mates still in the pen. So and it's always a challenge when you're trying to do that by yourself. So. And Ace likes to be scratched, and so anytime Chase touches him, he just stops because he thinks he's going to get his belly rubbed. So, almost got that done. So, last week after we had our live feed, we got a chance to visit with a gentleman, Justin Nicolay, out in Colorado, and we visited with about a new product that he's coming out with. It's called Fill and Shape and Fill, excuse me. And it's a filler product. I don't know how much you can see here with the glare on the bag, but as you can see it pretty good there. The first thing that I noticed that's in here are sunflower seeds, which are great for fat content and things like that for skin and hair. There's also lots of oats and some minerals and things into it. This is a product that we're going to try out this year and kind of see how we like it, but it's great for holding them at the weight that you need, or also filling up that lower rib and blowing out that rib cage some. So like this is a product that you can get from Justin. Logan's going to get a handful of it out here. It might be easier to see that way. Oh, that's much better. Much easier to see. So I can't wait to get my hands on a bag of that and kind of see what it does and see what the pigs think of that. And
we can report it back to all you guys too.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be a pretty good product from what we've heard and what we talked to Justin about.
Right. There's a direct competitor from one of the name brand feed stores that sells this product for about $50 a bag. I'm not taking anything away from that particular product, but I know that Justin's price point is not near that much. I think it was actually around 36 or so.
Yeah.
36 for a 50-pound bag, and it sounds like one bag will follow one pig throughout the show season if used properly. So it doesn't take a whole lot of it to work, but it's got, like I said, it's got all kinds of cool things in here. You can see the sunflower seeds and the oats, and got a bunch of different minerals. It does have a little bit of beet pulp in there for palatability, and it also has a bunch of nutrition and some minerals and things like that in it too. So.
And I did see he made an ad, so we can link that either in
Yes.
this video or on the page or something.
Right. I actually have that too, and yes, he had a video play on it. So, and if you guys will watch real close, that spot barrow in that video is actually came from our farm. That's how I met Justin. Is he bought a spot barrow from us last year, and he did really well for him. So I'm pretty excited for this product, and I know that this was fed to that barrow last year, so I can't wait to see how it does this year, so we can report it back, and maybe we can maybe even start being dealers here in the Missouri area. We'll got you covered north and south, so that should work out well. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera back around towards us.
Give it to Chase.
Give it to Chase, that way you don't have to stare at my ugly mug by myself. There you go. Chase, got him, didn't I? That was almost an evil trick. Chase is not very happy with me right now. But guys, I'm sorry we were kind of a little disorganized this week. It was kind of it's been a busy week for both of us, and so we didn't have as much preparation time as we would like. But anytime we get the hogs out of the barn, it's always a good night and always a good time for a live feed. As you can tell, Mother Nature is cooperating much better this week than it was last week.
That's for sure.
No rain for 5 days now. Gosh, it's hard to complain about getting rain, but it's really tough too when the lots are muddy clear up to your knees. So we haven't had any questions yet, so unless anybody has a last minute question, we may go ahead and wrap this up tonight, and we'll get back with you guys next week. I was hoping to have the whip discussion next week, but I don't know that that's going to happen or not. I've again had a busy week, and I'm still gathering information on that. So nothing against the guys producing the whips, but we might give you guys a little hint, like the whips that we're going to be demonstrating, they're going to be given away at the end. So it's definitely probably one that you're going to want to watch.
Tune in. People we get tune in.
Right. So when we start announcing that, we want you guys to share it, because these whips are going to you guys when we're done. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be exciting. We're going to go over the pros and the cons of each one. We're going to do a shaving test, because there's nothing I can stand worse in the world than sticking a popper in the ground or in the shavings and coming up looking like a fur ball. So we're going to do a popper test. We're going to go over flexibility. We're going to go over customization, how much options you guys have there, color options, lengths, because I know that there's some kind that only makes one length of whips, and we all know we're not made the same. You really need that whip to be, it's like a golf club. Yeah. I can't use the same golf club that you use. And it's kind of like I can't use the same whip that Logan uses either. So we're going to go over all those stuff with you guys, and so be looking out for the next couple of weeks for that discussion.
Anything else we want to?
I don't think so. Like I said, I feel a little disorganized and disjointed tonight, but we got some pigs out. Hey,
Yeah.
it was a good night.
It was.
We didn't know they escaped.
That's true.
And we walked right back to the barn, and I know that's a scary thing. You let them out, and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to catch them?
Yeah.
But I would almost guarantee they always run back to home, and
Yep.
their home is in the barn. So don't ever get worried they're going to take off and outrun you, because that's probably not going to happen. They're going to go where the water and the food is.
Yep.
So I hope you guys have a good Wednesday night. Maybe we'll see each other again. Go over some. The dog is like eyeballing the food that Logan has. But maybe we'll see you guys over the weekend. And just go over some of those February pigs. Can't wait. Till then.
Yeah. See you guys next week.